music stations made for every mood. Blinkbox Music sponsors the big reunion.
On this year's big reunion, 6 musical entities of the 90s and noughties return to our here and now like tormented phantoms to take another bite at the pop cherry.
We've got to smash that stage to bits, and it's all about the Damage show.
As they clamber back on stage together for one epic gig, will they still have the voice and the moves to pull it off?
We have to do routines and stuff. I just think it's going to be a total disaster.
This is the big reunion. On this week's big reunion, it's time to assess the damage.
If you don't remember, we have to disagree, then we disagree to agree, but don't say, that's wrong and I'm lying.
And as the first day of rehearsals dawn, our 6 bands finally come face to face.
Eterno were very odd. I asked them where Louise was, and I don't think they liked that.
She's quite kind of quiet.
She got your arms folded as well.
Supergroup Fifth Story have already battled their way through a tense week of laying down vocals on each other's songs. And fought their way through the problem of missing members through personal crises and professional commitments. You can't just pluck a band dynamic out of the ether, so to avoid chemistry catastrophe, Fifth Story are receiving a vital extra week of rehearsals before joining the other groups, with vocal coach Evie Burnett and choreographer Paul Demain.
We can all left, right, click, we're all right.
I'm good at staging, like walking and that.
Walking. Obviously they'd done a bit of vocals, they kind of laid the tracks down, but they'd never performed together, so today was kind of a test to see exactly how it's all going to piece together.
And straight away, Kenzie, the member with 2 left feet, is in trouble.
Boom, boom, let me do what... I just put it in now!
I was doing what you did originally, just throwing it out there.
There's a couple struggling, probably Kenzie's the worst one for the picking up choreography and maintaining it.
Is that lunch? What?
Bless him, he's trying hard, he kind of tends to stand and watch as opposed to do the steps.
Kenzie's killing me. I didn't realise that even, because he was in a group, I thought he did some choreography, they haven't done anything.
It's not really my strong point. I think I've peaked. I'm not going to lie, I've peaked. It's about 11:30.
And Kenzie's not the only one having problems with his moves.
The people that have been in the band before understand how to position themselves on stage. Probably the 2 worst are Adam and Cav.
Boom, ha, boom, good. Let me, no, rap, circle.
More so Cav now, I think. He's kind of just doesn't know where he is on stage.
1 minute I'm out front, then I'm at the back. I mean, but luckily the dancers are looking after me. They keep saying you're in the wrong place, go there.
A couple of days in, and one Fifth Story member is having trouble juggling his commitments.
Gareth was late in because he was rehearsing on Dancing on Ice.
This is where he usually is. Gareth is somewhere on the ice.
Gareth is on ice.
But finally, Gareth gets his skates on, while also taking his skates off, and makes it to the rehearsal studio.
I have felt a little bit bad arriving halfway through rehearsal. However, I've been quite quick to pick up the routines.
Can I just ask, what were you concentrating on? Because it certainly wasn't the dancing.
But it certainly wasn't the singing. Yeah, but oh, come on.
Some of us are really focused on the dance moves, some of us are really focused on the vocals. You know, and I think what we need to do now is merge the two.
Merge the 2 together.
Adam struggles to remember what he's doing. When he's trying to dance, I see him forgetting to sing. That's probably the shock for me, seeing that.
Yeah.
Because that was a mess.
We need to step our game up a bit, I think.
We are very much still the underdog in this whole thing. You know, we are 5 guys who 3 or 4 weeks ago didn't even know each other.
In the middle of the rehearsal week, Cav decided to open up to the group by email. Back when people still sent important messages by fax, Cav was adored by teenage girls, but he was hiding a secret.
We were just getting to know each other, and we'd been discussing our, partners and stuff like that. I'm single, so there was nothing really to talk about, but obviously the fact that, I'm gay and I hadn't said that, because the opportunity hadn't arisen. So I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to put it in the email. So I just said, look guys, just for the record, la-di-da, I'm not hiding it, it's just that it's not come up yet, so it was easier that way. Not that it should matter, it's 2014, it doesn't matter.
Immediately it just went straight to piss taking, and I think it's, I guess that's how boys relate.
It wasn't a surprise, was it? You were bothered? No. What are you trying to say, I'm camp?
Yeah. Says you! To be honest, I thought you both were gay.
Sorry, no offence. No, I guess it's one of them things when you kind of, you meet each other. It's not, you don't always just say, oh.
It's not going to be your opening.
It's not a big deal, but it never really cropped up.
But you just got to make sure you're comfortable about whenever you talk about it, because.
The thing of it is, I've not done anything for a long time that's been in the public eye. So when I was 16, I didn't even know myself. But obviously now I'm, 23.
You're 23.
What? No. I'm grown up now, so it's just better to be honest, So guys, there we go.
Yeah. I wasn't all that shocked, if I'm honest. You know what? Who cares?
Yeah. As long as you feel comfortable around us and comfortable to tell us.
Well, I don't fancy any of you, so that's probably...
What? Keep on!
Yeah, there's definitely a sense of relief there, and it's just done now, so, it is what it is.
As they work on their routines, the lads are definitely showing signs of one big bromance.
There's a lot of banter going on. There's a lot of, we're digging each other, and you did that, what you do, and it's all done in good fun. But there is moments where you think, shit, you know what, enough of the jokes now. We've got to look good.
We have to be hot, man.
Yeah.
We need to, literally walk in, and the rest of the band's go, oh,
yeah.
Right.
Let's hope they'll be going ooh for the right reasons.
At the moment, we're getting a bit of, oh, that's fine, ha ha ha, you got it wrong. But I think by next week, when all the other bands are in, I think if somebody's getting it wrong, they're not going to want to show off the band as not being very good. So I think there'll be a little bit more friction between them. Well, I can kind of sort of imagine that may happen.
I can feel that. I can feel that happening.
I had a couple of shaky bits. Yeah.
And his shaky bits threw me off.
Well, the lead singer's shaky bits threw me off.
Yeah, but the lead singer's got to sing at the same time, that's why.
I am knackered. You don't realise how much it takes out of you, really. I mean, we haven't been sort of flat out, big routines and stuff, but it does do you in.
Are you knackered?
Yeah, no, I am. When we get it right, it's not consistent at the moment, so, and you know that.
So next week, it's really properly back to school, and I think the boys haven't cottoned on to that yet. They've been spoilt here with us, and suddenly they're going to feel a very small part of a very big puzzle.
Pressure starts next week, because as of next week, it's not just us in our own little private world, it's us in front of other bands.
So the only way is up. Famous last words.
And let's just come back and do more next week.
Coming up, London Soul Boys Damage tell all about their catastrophic last gig as a five-piece.
Corey's just absolutely out of his face. Absolutely out of his face.
If Corey's acting in a bad way, he's doing drugs.
He's now having a fight in his car with one of his mates.
And after more than 10 years apart, it's confrontation time for the lads.
I said that in the beginning, you dickhead.
Music stations made for every mood. Blinkbox Music sponsors the big reunion.
We can all get a little competitive now and then. We may resort to underhand tactics or downright cheating. However, it's not the winning but the taking part that counts. With special touches from Dr. Oetker, like easy swirl cupcake icing, wafer daisies, soft gold pearls and many, many more. Enjoy even better baking with Dr. Oetker.
If you like the sun, you'll love Sun Plus. Every day you can get this, like this, plus more exclusives on this. and get it all wherever you are on this. Plus, there's our exclusive Goals app. See every Barclays Premier League, Scottish Premier League and FA Cup goal first on your phone. Then there are perks, deals, offers and discounts worth over £200 a month. All of this for the equivalent of just £2 a week. And now you can even pay by PayPal. Try it now for a whole month for just £1. Join us now at thesun.co.uk/join. Sun Plus. It's the sun and then some.
Those are my demands. And if those demands aren't met, I eat one of the hostages.
Did he say eat?
Yeah, you heard me. Eat.
I think he's gonna eat Gary.
And it's gonna be delicious.
I'm just making one of these new John West steam pots. You add boiling water to fluff up the couscous. Then stir in one of these delicious pots of olive oil and herb-infused tuna. They're hard to say no to. Just like John West crewman Alberto Gianni. Mind you, Alberto's more kiss-kiss than couscous. New steam pots from John West. They're hard to say no to.
Look, lunch is over, so this is over.
Whoa, whoa, is this a breakup? Is this a breakup?
Don't make this any harder.
Well, I'm not leaving.
Break up with lingering food. Help keep teeth clean and healthy. Eat, drink, chew. Extra.
Matt, tell me what you see.
The floor's been hit.
I'm spinning! I'm really scared. What do I do?
You're gonna make it, Ryan.
Gravity.
Sainsbury's basic smoked salmon trimmings cost £1.49 a pack. The same as Tesco's equivalent. The difference is, Sainsbury's salmon only ever come from Freedom Food approved farms in Scotland, where they have room to jump and swim around.
There ain't no place that fancy. Next to you, next to me.
Because for us, good value also means good values.
You can now play Britain's biggest bingo site anywhere with a new app from Tombola. Play exclusive games like Bingo Roulette from just 10p or Cinco with jackpots of up to £20,000. Download the new app today. Deposit £10 and get £20 free. Come join the fun anywhere at Tombola.
Once you see the new Suzuki S-Cross, you'll have to have it. From only $14,999. Search Suzuki S-Cross now.
Meet the boss. By day, he brews impossibly smooth beer. By night, he builds impossibly supportive braziers. By day, complex recipe. By night, complex embroidery. By day, glasses. By night, cups. He's the boss. And he never sleeps because he's living the dream. Cobra. It's smooth.
Satisfries, a new lower fat option from Burger King. Get satisfied with 30% less fat and great taste. Burger King, taste is king.
The last time I was on X Factor, we found One Direction, and they've become the biggest selling artist in the world. And this year, I want to find the next global superstar. The X Factor is back. More importantly, so am I.
Go to the featured websites to apply.
Music stations made for every mood. Blinkbox Music sponsors the big reunion.
In the mid-90s, Damage exploded onto the music scene and their fresh brand of R&B took the charts by storm. The five London lads met at school and went on to conquer the UK, with certified toe tappers like Ghetto Romance earning them a legion of fans. But by the end of 2001, their brotherly bond had been stretched to breaking point by Pop's unholy trinity of ego, drink and drugs. And frontman Corey shocked the other four when he walked out and left them in the lurch. With Corey gone, Damage, as they knew it, was over. But in 2010, the original 5 members were offered the chance to perform together again at a gig in Leeds that was memorable for all the wrong reasons.
It was quite daunting getting back with the guys and rehearsing again.
Corey turned up with these random people. We all agreed to go up in the same car. He came in a separate car.
The gig went off without a hitch, but backstage afterwards, Corey was a cause for concern.
He just seems to be downing the drink like nobody's business, like water.
Yeah, I had a little bit of alcohol, but so did everybody else, hence why everybody's judgment was slightly off.
Corey's just absolutely out of his face. Absolutely out of his face.
He was a lot, not even a bit, but a lot worse for wear.
We said to ourselves, we have to leave the venue really quickly in order to just maintain, you know, who Damage are. We can't allow people to see him in this way.
The boys all headed back to London, but their Corey troubles weren't over yet.
We're driving down the motorway, his car's in front of us, and they stop suddenly in the middle of the motorway, and his car is rocking left to right. He's now having a fight in his car with one of his mates.
To be fair, I can't remember what happened at the end of the show.
We could see the punches being thrown left, right and centre. We get out, looking like the A-team, boom, out of the car, you know, open the side doors, drag both of them out by their feet. Corey's crying, you know, you lot don't know anything about me, you've never helped me.
It was assumed that I was on drugs again, as, you know, if Corey's acting in a bad way, he's doing drugs.
That was the point that we said, we can't do anything moving forward. Again, just because of alcohol or because of drugs, it's just falling apart.
The other 4 suggested a spell in rehab might help Corey, and Russ offered to set it up for him.
I got offended that they said I was doing drugs, and that fucked me off. I was like, I don't mind you saying I'm drinking, but don't tell me I'm doing drugs if I'm not, because I'm fucking not doing drugs.
I said, Corey, when you're ready to talk to me on a serious level, my door's open. But until that point, I don't want to know.
It was an opportunity for us to do something really great, you know, back as a 5-piece. But he wasn't willing to do that.
He wouldn't accept that we knew about his substance misuse.
It's really weird because there's 4 of them. It's a unified story. I know the truth.
These 5 lads have a mountain to climb if they're going to regain their close connection. They're reuniting at the Tabernacle in West London. There's no blue plaque yet, but basically, it's where Russ, Noel, Jade and Dre met up and called it quits over 10 years ago.
This is it, Mr. Rustus.
You ready?
I don't know, but we'll see when we get in there, won't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is where all the roads lead to here. I'm feeling anxious, nervous, excited.
What are you nervous about?
Being with all the boys again, just I don't know what's gonna come out, man.
Over the years, so much has just been brushed under the carpet, and to get it all out in one day would be impossible. We're talking about 20 years worth of shit that's happened.
So when I see Corey, I believe he's probably gonna have an answer for everything, and I don't necessarily know how I'm gonna deal with that.
It's going to go over one or two ways, isn't it? It's either going to be really kind of harmonious and we end with all hugs and let's not worry about it, or we're just going to leave even more confused and annoyed than we probably have been feeling.
With 4 chairs filled, there's just 1 member left to arrive.
So here's something for you then. Corey was supposed to be here 15 minutes ago. Not here. What is this reminding you of?
It must be daunting for him, though. We have to.
Yeah, it's true, actually.
You know what I mean?
Like, I was pretty nervous coming into this, you know.
On a nervous scale of 1 to 10, probably 11. For some really weird reason, it's like as if I'm about to go on stage for the first time just before you hit the stage. It's like that emotion.
The Damage Crew. You came, bro. Mr. Richards. You good?
What's happening? You alright? You good?
It's been a minute.
Wow.
Too long. Are you wearing glasses now?
Yeah, man. Prescribed for a long time.
You knew that.
Wow. This is the weirdest situation I've ever been in my life.
So, come on, why you so quiet, man? Where's all the loud, man? What's happening?
We don't know where to start.
What's cooking?
Where do we begin?
So do you understand why there's an issue and why there's
Not really,
issues
no.
between all of us? No, not at all.
Not really. Not one that would have to last and go on and be so deep. We were boys, we was in a band, went out, partied. I probably went off a little bit deeper than you guys. When I argue with it, I battled with it and I dealt with it. I've dealt with all my demons. I've been to hell and back.
But there's a lot of things that we can't just, you know, brush under the carpet.
Like?
Whenever we wanted to talk to you about some things, whether it's you being late or, you know, you staying out, drinking, doing whatever you was doing, you know, it was quite confrontational. Hence the reason why we never addressed anything with you, because we knew that we would come back with some form of argument or something or another.
I was tough to deal with in the last 2 years, but we had a 10-year, 11-year career. So that was the end of it. That was after a lot of things. A lot of things weren't right at that point.
I love you and still love you. But there's a piece of that, your personality, that was really difficult to deal with growing up. And it got worse during the end, but from the very beginning, you know, I personally saw signs that made it difficult to come to you when there was conflict or when I had an issue.
I never ever knew that's how you felt. You didn't express it to me.
There's been times throughout our career that I have tried. And maybe I didn't articulate myself how I needed to. I'm not a professional in dealing with conflict. I hate conflict, that's not my thing.
When we finally split, I didn't want to talk to anybody. You know, I didn't consider anybody to be my friend because of the way that we split up. And even though I woke up and all of a sudden I had nothing apart from an 80 grand debt on my head or 100 grand, whatever it might have been at that time, I still believed that I could pay it off. So I set up a studio. Everything kind of turned a corner when my first child was born, and it was like, okay, you need to get serious now. And that's when I went gun-ho when it came to youth work. In order for you to gain interest, you just have to ask the right question. I worked my way up to senior youth worker, a qualified youth worker at that.
For Noel, despite the support of his wife Verity, things weren't quite so positive after the band's demise.
I had to go and sign on for a while, which was painful. It was back down to earth with a thump. I got a lifeline from my uncle, done little odd jobs, and I had to go back to grafting. I started mixing cement, laying bricks and carrying sand and stuff, and jeez. I couldn't see any light of the end of the tunnel. So I used to buy myself a little quarter of brandy, buy myself some weed, and just stay at home and drown my sorrows. And that's when Russ came in and said, come man, come to youth club. I went down and I instantly got a connection with the young people that he was working with. I have to big you up, because if it wasn't for you, I would not be working with young people myself. So
yeah, I taught you everything you know.
Whatever.
They might be mates, but Russ is still well disgruntled about the band's whacking great debt after they left their record label.
Even though we walked away from this deal, EMI still cut us a check, but we reinvested that money to making this album and going on tour. Whilst we're doing all of that, we're just accumulating debts, you know, and these debts ran up to about £100,000. Lawyers, accountants, stylists, you name it, yeah, they were all wanting to get paid.
Russ had filed his name under the group's business partnership agreement, which sounds a bit boring, but basically means he was first in the firing line, and the band weren't communicating.
With Jade and yourself and even Corey, you know, why the hell weren't anybody paying the debts? Do you know what I'm saying? Why wasn't anybody answering the letters that was coming to their house? Do you know what I'm saying? So And that's huge, because I'm still paying that debt to this day.
I feel ya. That's why I have to take a big sigh, because yeah, I do feel ya. I hold my hands up to that, because I was about burying my head in the sand.
As far as I was concerned, all of you lot were. I was ready to kung fu kick every one of you. You know, I was ready to do whatever I needed to do. I was going to bankrupt everybody. I'm not even joking.
Luckily for Russ, Andre also got involved in clearing the debt.
Where did you do that for Daddy?
But some things are more important than money, and to both Russ and Noelle, family comes first.
I'm absolutely doing this for my girls. My girls, they literally saved my life. You know, when me and my partner split up, it was the hardest thing ever for me, as you know. You know, to the point where I was suicidal. You know what I mean? And if it wasn't for the girls, I really don't know if I would be here. Do you know what I mean?
Like I said, it is a focus. And you know, I'm here for you if you do need anything.
We're at this point. Is that what you're still holding on to?
Well, they're things that weren't dealt with.
Yeah, but...
They're things that weren't dealt with at the time.
So we want to go through the whole list of the things that I've done wrong and
but we also want you to point out things that we didn't deal with.
To be fair, I just think how you dealt with me wasn't right.
Okay, yeah.
When you did come to help me,
elaborate.
Something really deep happened to me. And you told me you goes cause that didn't happen, you didn't believe me.
You told me this where? On a motorway?
A long time, it was in a hotel room. Obviously you don't remember, but it was... Something happened to me which changed my life. When I spoke to you, it was throbbed off, and I didn't want to tell anyone else.
Right, so we have, right here, before you go any further, we have a point where we're not going to be able to go any further, because I'm telling you, I don't remember you coming to me and telling me something significant happened and you needed help around it. So for you to sit here and tell me I fobbed it off, it's wrong, it's a lie, and I won't accept it.
So I've got to sit here and just say that I lied, I'm lying about it.
No, we've just got to agree to disagree.
Andre, it was a turning point of my life, which nearly brought me to death. If you don't remember or we have to disagree,
yeah, I'm happy
then we disagree to agree, but don't say that's wrong and I'm lying, because that's saying I'm a liar about it.
No, I'm saying I don't remember this scenario.
Then that's better.
And
if
you know what you're doing?
You don't remember. I don't remember is better than saying I don't remember, I would never do that, you're lying.
Corey,
that's quite a statement, you're saying that I'm lying.
Do me a favour.
And I won't have that neither, because
do me a favour.
I don't lie anymore.
Corey, do me a favour, please. When we're having this conversation, let's speak to each other as grown adults.
This is how I speak, Andre. I've never changed.
I don't like the vibe right now, so please, let's just be easy.
I think that's probably why I shouldn't have told you in the beginning, because we've never clicked as well as I've clicked with Jade, or as well as I felt I clicked with Noel.
Why didn't you bring it to me? Or
because
no?
At that stage, after you honestly think that that's in my personality? I'm that person that would take something seriously.
I wasn't in the right frame of mind.
No, you honestly think that?
No.
Okay.
Because I wasn't in the right frame of mind.
When Corey left the band, his life began a downward spiral.
There was a very low point with the drugs. I mean, there was one point where I was actually kind of suicidal.
It's something he's never shared with his mum, Bev, until now.
I don't know where your darkest moment was, because...
I don't think I've ever told you, but, I mean, I moved to Brighton for a bit to try and get away from London. Lowest point, I would say, was when I slept on the beach.
Oh, wow.
For 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Which you didn't know, but I didn't want to come back to London, because obviously I was high all the time, and... It's alright, man. But I'm here now, isn't it?
It's just the thought of where you were.
But because I could have came home, but...
No, it's just the thought of where you were. You still worry. You know, it's just really difficult for all of us, you know.
You know, you're dealing with meeting dealers on the street, and then also you've got, like, you just pass someone who's like, can you sign my autograph? It's just like, oh, fuck, do you know where I'm on my way to?
Sadly for Corey, it wasn't long before he was on his way to somewhere even worse.
I got caught drink driving. I got sent down, I think done 12 weeks. That was really, really, really hard. I mean, I went to Scrubs prison, and I remember looking out the cell windows, and my school was right next door, and I'm thinking, how the hell did I get from there to here? As for the other boys, none of them wrote me when I was in prison, not one of them. Not one of them came to visit me, not one of them sent me a letter. I fought my way through, and I took going down so low to my advantage, because now I know exactly where that location is and I ain't going back. I'm now in a position where I'm feeling really, really good, confident. I've got my partner, I've got my studio at home where I work from, and I'm just feeling like I'm on a good, steady rise instead of a slope. There's just more things in life that are more important than having a tiff with somebody about something. You should be brothers till the end.
Coming up, the atmosphere is so icy that the boys are trapped in a chat igloo.
Sitting opposite you guys, the way you look is quite intimidating. It's not nice.
This scenario was never going to be warming.
Music stations made for every mood. Blinkbox Music sponsors the big reunion.
They had the world at their feet until they met this guy. No one knew where this journey would take them. Brand new Celebrity Juice starts tonight at 10 on ITV2. Sometimes the wrong crowd can be the right crowd.
Every week we're lowering more and more prices at Morrison's. Like cauliflowers, lowered. Loose ginger, lowered. And a twin pack of iceberg lettuce lowered to just 99p. These aren't offers, they're our new everyday prices. On Market Street, only at Morrison's.
McVitie's Chocolate Digested. The chocolatey snuggle of McVitie's. Sweet.
Let's do the illogical. Like less fuel in for more miles out.
Okay, which one of you losers nicked my deodorant?
Who'd want to smell like you?
Who would smell like you?
Nice. Mature.
Zip it, Shrimpy.
Dan, eat a Snickers.
Why?
Because you turn into a right diva when you're hungry.
Better?
Better.
You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers. Get some nuts.
This is Phil. Phil saved 304 pounds on his car insurance at Money Supermarket, and now he feels epic. Save money and feel epic. You are so Money Supermarket.
Baraka, you put on a really good day.
Love, it's a crazy make my heart go. Oops, a daisy make my blood flow.
Oops moments happen, but Lights by Tenner's Fresh Fast Crystals are uniquely designed to lock little leaks away, so you've one less oops to worry about. Lights by Tenner. Try free at oops.com.
Blanc's White Shock reacts to light, so the more you smile, the whiter your teeth get. Blanc's White Shock, stunning whiteness from Italy.
Corn mince is a healthy protein source because it's low in saturated fat. Make corn mince part of your program.
By 2016, we will only sell energy-efficient LED light bulbs. Sometimes small things can make a big difference. IKEA, the wonderful everyday.
This is Paloma Faith with her stunning new album, A Perfect Contradiction, featuring Can't Rely on You and Only Love Can Hurt Like This. A Perfect Contradiction by Paloma Faith, out now.
Music stations made for every mood. Blinkbox Music sponsors the big reunion.
After frontman Corey walked out on the band more than 10 years ago, the original lineup of Damage are back together in the same room. But it's been tough going as the lads try to address old issues.
You had got into a cycle, which you said, of alcohol and drugs, and you were using it to kind of, you know, keep you on a level. I'm saying that every one of us in this band knew the line, and you crossed it numerous times. I started to notice that we were doing shows and you were consuming lots of alcohol. I approached you and I said, are you sure you want to go on stage in this condition? Your response was similar to today. Don't tell me blah, 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 blah.
Because you was inebriated at the same time.
Let me finish.
So it's like, do you understand? It's throwing
Corey,
stones.
no, Corey, let me finish.
No, but there'd be a difference.
There was different levels because
there's
if
a
we...
difference.
Absolutely, because we had an understanding that you wouldn't drink to certain excess before you went on. That's why we would always perform to the best of our ability.
That's where I was wrong, because I was just thinking in my head, but you've drunk as well. I don't give a damn.
No, but we haven't drunk to the excess you have. Corey's threatening me and telling me I won't go on stage then. That was one of your classic lines. If you think I'm too fucked, I won't go on stage then. And then what could I do? I had 10,000 people in front of me wanting to see a gig.
Twice.
That's enough though, isn't it, really?
There was a lot of stuff going on, and I'm not the scapegoat for it all. I put my hands up for my...
What else? I would love to know. What was
Andre, we had left a record deal. We had basically chopped our foot off from leaving that deal.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
We created our own demise. That wasn't my doing on my own.
No, of course
my
not.
my
No,
part on the personal so that's what I'm saying. There were other things. We were in debt. There were loads. I used to feel was going to do gigs just to pay debts.
I had huge dark days after Damage. Real sad times because I was missing my boys.
Thank you.
Damage fell apart. We had a lot of debt. I remember trying to be smart and contacting all the creditors and work out a monthly payment to just keep everybody sweet. But little did I know, the minute I did that, I put my head kind of above the sand, and I was in the firing line for every creditor, and I couldn't handle it. And I'm like, so all I have to do is get the other boys around the table, and the creditors were like, yeah, cool. And I tried and tried, and just nobody responded. I was paying huge amounts of money back. You know, because it was coming out of our house.
I know.
It was
you make money and it'll be gone.
I got some financial advice, and I had to declare bankruptcy.
It was at this point that the band's father figure got in touch with Andre.
I have to respect Russ for coming to the table around the debts. He tried to make amends on that.
Definitely, he honoured that.
He honoured that. Russ got wind of it and was saying that I have to pay some money, and he started paying money, but the other boys, no, they just kind of left it. They just left it, let it be.
Andre had had it right up to here, pal, with music. He found a new vocation, working with young offenders, and took a degree in criminology.
I just cut off all my industry ties, apart from real good friends, and just got my head down. I travel now and people ask me what I do, and I'll always say first, well, I'm a criminologist and sociologist and a musician. It's incredible to have that qualification behind me.
You don't realise, but sitting opposite you guys, and the way you look is quite intimidating. First off, that needs to change. Because it's not nice, it's not inviting, it's not warming.
This scenario was never going to be warming. It was warming, okay, about 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago. It was very warming, yeah. Warming from me in particular.
Okay, because at that point it wasn't from me.
Really?
Let me finish.
No. Really?
Let me finish.
No, it wasn't.
Let me finish.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it wasn't.
So then why did you get involved in something that's not
Because I wanted
warming?
to try and make it work.
I thought we was united, bruh. 2 years ago, and I didn't. I for damn sure know I wasn't giving off any frosty vibe because I had made a decision that, yeah, fuck it, if I'm gonna do something, we do it all.
Yeah,
and we do it all wholeheartedly.
Doing it in the beginning. When we were sitting down and discussing it, you was a bit weary.
Right, okay, yeah.
So it was still an unsure vibe.
I didn't know where you was at. I think we sat down and we spoke about it and we said, Corey, are you in a good place right now?
Yeah.
And you was like, yes, don't do no drugs no more. I'm not drinking as much as I used to drink anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm like, right, cool. So then that's when our arms were open.
Yeah.
And then
we done a gig.
We did a gig.
We all had a little bit too much to drink. I was accused of doing drugs.
After everything ended with Damage, there was my dark days where I'd just be drinking. I kind of thought, what else do I know? I don't know anything. There isn't anything else I'm good at. I left school when I was 15.
Fortunately for Jade, he'd recently started a romance with Spice Girls lead vocalist Emma Bunton, who promised she'd always be there.
Oh, my missus, she's been amazing. She's been very supportive of me. We've been together, God, I better get this right, 15 years.
When we first met, you were with the boys and I was with the girls.
Yeah.
And it was backstage, wasn't it? You came to see one of our gigs.
Yeah, in Manchester.
I know, I'm looking back at it, I'm so embarrassed because obviously I focused on you straight away.
Well, I didn't think so because you were talking to Andre first for a long time.
Yeah, because he was helping me with my phone had broken or something.
Yeah,
but
he's
no,
a gent, that boy,
you were my first focus. And then I remember going...
And you were mine, bub.
Oh. And then I went, you're coming with me, didn't I?
Yeah, you called me. And it's been the same, it's been that way ever since, really. I just do as I'm told. By the time Damage had ended, I was lucky enough to be expecting a son, which kind of gave me drive to go and do something outside of music, which I had no idea I could do.
Jade was helped out by a friend who owned a restaurant and trained to be a chef.
I just did an apprenticeship for 6 months and just learned a lot about cooking.
The exciting thing for me about cooking is that it was me going out on my own and doing something for myself. But now, being back with the boys, I kind of, it's quite nostalgic, you know, and I think it's going to be good for the soul. I love cooking Asian food, I love cooking Italian food, and I love cooking for my kids, you know.
Jade went on to work as a chef at posh London hotel Claridge's. He and Emma are now proud parents of 2 sons, Beau and Tate.
Beau was a baby when he saw you perform.
Yeah, when he was like 8 months.
Yeah, he's tiny. So,
but I think the boys seeing you on stage is going to be amazing experience for them and for you to be up there.
I'm very excited about it. Yeah, you, I'm talking about you.
You remember there was a note written from Damage to the public or the fans of Damage saying that I was ejected from the band.
Is that how you
That's how it happened. That's how I received the information.
What, through
Azza telling me, Corey, look at this on Facebook.
No, that's not right, bro.
Possible.
We would never have done
That's
that.
not possible. I don't know which one of you uploaded it, but it was up there.
Would you
and
trust?
I hadn't found out until that point.
Would you trust? Not my word, our word, from everything we've had in the past, that we would never ask you to leave the band and put it in the public domain without telling you first. Do you trust that?
No, because this is how I received it. It's going to be an agree to disagree moment.
All right, but no,
because we're not. It's not working out our.
How would you like it to? How would you like it to work
Today, I would
out?
have just liked it for us to be like, you know what, things have happened. We're big men, we've got kids, we've got family, we have moved, I've moved on so much. I think you guys are living in the past.
But Andre is still offended by a heated online exchange Corey had with his wife.
You had sent a barrage of communication via social networks about partners, about us as individuals, about us not being able to stand as a unit without you.
Me. Not my people that do my tweets.
Oh, come on, man. Are you that big that you've got people to do your tweets?
I've got people that do my tweets, yes.
Well, and you'd allow them to...
And you allowed
I didn't allow them, and once I knew it happened, it stopped. Let's get realistic.
Corey, just like emails, Twitter has evidence.
Yeah. What?
You
How much more?
Facebook and Twitter, you've
I don't do
palmed
that shit.
It off. As that
No, I've not palmed it off, because in the beginning, Jade, I was really fucking pissed off.
All these things,
So I said a few things to try and get back at you, because that was the only way I could. I couldn't come to your yard and thump in your face, because I didn't want to do that.
You could phone or whatever, or
I'm not going to phone and cuss, I just done it on... I could have done it a different way, but what I should have done is not done it. So there's not... You could have come and argued with me.
It's way too Jeremy Kyle for me.
I shouldn't have done it.
I don't like to
I shouldn't have tweeted anything negative about my boys who I love.
That's what it is.
I shouldn't have done it. And I've said it was wrong of me to do it.
Yeah, and great, thank you. Thank you for the apology.
From there, where do you go?
That's good. I don't know.
I didn't have a good ride, and I probably could have done so many things differently, but to be fair, where I am right now and what I've been through, I wouldn't change anything. Because I'm happy with the soul I've turned out to be. I've been through a fucking lot, and all I can say to you guys is, I'm sorry for any effect that you had individually, that it's had on you individually. What more do you want from me? That's my soul.
That's a great starting place.
That is it.
That's a great starting place. Absolutely.
Do you know what, Corey? I'm happy for you, but I think our friendship, you know, sometimes you have friends that you'll be friends with forever, and sometimes you have friends that you won't ever speak to again, yeah? And you grow out of love with, or you grow apart. And for me, that's where I'm at in my life.
Yeah, that's probably about right.
As you said, you only surround yourself with positivity. And I can't feel any positivity moving forward, and that's just being real as men.
I'd take no offence to it. I think it's right. I think it would be chasing a dream.
Unfortunately, I think today, as we all sit here as a five-piece, it's probably the last time that you'll see Damage as a five-piece.
Sometimes, sorry is not enough. You don't cut the mustard.
It's a very emotional time, but I think what Russ said was poignant, that probably is the last time our fans will see Damage together in that way.
After what I witnessed today, that's it for me. I did so much for him. I lost sleep over him.
I'm a bit gutted that what they perceived me to be came out for them. That's the last thing I wanted, but I knew it was going to get confrontational, which they always put to me.
He's in a lot of denial, you know, some of the stuff he probably can't even remember.
As much as he was saying, I've changed, I couldn't see any change. That for me brought it all back.
That's just going to be the end. I don't think I'm going to go out of my way to make special efforts to contact everyone, because in my heart I wasn't going to go forward any further than being in the band anyway.
It may sound or seem petty to some people, but things affect you throughout your life. And this is one thing that has affected me to the point where I don't want nothing to do with him.
Coming up, the six groups mingle as the first day of rehearsals finally dawns.
I think this is the most uncomfortable bit for me today.
Hi, my name's Esther. What's your name? Do you want to play with me?
I only know Kelly from Matern. I found the other two a bit loony.
Music stations made for every mood. Blinkbox Music sponsors the big reunion.
From the writer of About a Boy comes the best British film of the year.
Tell me more. Four Peoples, Find Hope. Let me guess, you're all lovers.
Yes.
We are right here.
To celebrate the cinema release of A Long Way Down, ITV2 are offering you the chance to win a fantastic holiday to Tenerife.
Kinda cool, huh?
To enter, just go to itv.com/A Long Way Down and answer this question.
We belong together, we're a team.
A Long Way Down, in cinemas March 21.
Hugging my favourite Haribo ring. So that it looks like that we absolutely love each other. Yeah. My stomach's are better than his because I've got fried eggs. You can eat the yellow bit first, then the white bit. Carry on like that. I like it. Stop, you. Otherwise I'm going to call the policeman.
Hooray for the glorious nothing days. Those rare and brilliant blank diary days. Days when the cupboard of forgotten tat has its turn. No birthdays, fancy do's or fireworks. No test matches or penalty shulkers. When there is nothing better than doing nothing at all.
That's it. Go. Push it.
When we find the time to potter and piddle about with the people that count. The glorious nothing days are the best days. The cheese on toast days, the days that matter. Slowly matured with a rich, full flavor, Anchor cheddar tastes like home.
There's nothing nicer than waking from a great night's sleep. From the warm burrow of a luxury king-size Hypnos bed, floating on over 1,000 pocket springs. What could be nicer than that? You can always rely on a Premier Inn for a great night's sleep, wherever you are.
Thank you for joining us for the changing of the road.
Yes, Tim, Andrex is up to 38% longer than other brands, which makes replacing one so rare.
Majestic.
Indeed, and Mum entering the throne room now.
Oh, we won't be seeing a roll change like that anytime soon. Magnificent.
Andrex, up to 38% longer than other brands.
This is a 100% British beef burger, smothered with melted mozzarella. This is not your usual pizza.
This is the ultimate new cheeseburger pizza from Pizza Hut. Order your delivery or takeaway now at pizzahut.co.uk.
John Legend, Love in the Future, his stunning new album.
Me loves all of you. Love your curves and all your edges.
John Legend, Love in the Future, out now.
Right now at Morrison's, British rump steaks, half price. Thick or thin, cut any way you like.
The pick of Market Street, only at Morrison's.
Olay model Caroline Penry started using Total Effects 13 years ago. One wedding, 2 kids and 13 birthdays later, she still looks great, thanks to Total Effects. And now, thanks to Olay, look after your mum this Mother's Day. Save up to 50% on Total Effects at Superdrug.
Here is furious because we get paid by the word for these trailers, and I've made sure he's got almost nothing to say about this week's Saturday Night Takeaway. Their special guest, Louis Walsh, we got undercover on the fantastic Holly Willoughby, plus we're surprising some of you out there. Don't miss it. Ka-ching!
Ant and Dex Saturday Night Takeaway, Saturday at 7 on ITV. Music stations made for every mood. Blinkbox Music sponsors the big reunion.
With all our bands now reunited and their lineups sorted, the scary day that's been looming for weeks has finally arrived, as all 6 of the groups are about to come face to face for the first time.
See you in the studio.
Yes, rehearsal boot camp starts here.
I don't really know what we're entering into. No.
Unknown territory.
See you, you alright? It's been a big old build-up, and like all of a sudden it's upon us now. It's like the time is nigh.
Let's get this thing rolling.
Hello! I'm finding it all a bit weird. I should be on the school run right now. It's not.
Really awkward. I was like, what do I do with my hands? No, that looks closed, Esther. Okay, then by the time. Hi, my name's Esther. What's your name? Do you want to play with me?
I've always been uncomfortable with situations like this, with loads of people. So I think this is the most uncomfortable bit for me today.
People have seen the Jacksons 3T. It's exciting.
We know just a little of every band, not too much. So, you know, this experience is going to be fun to meet everyone and to hear their stories.
Hi, I'm Evie. Vocals. TJ.
Yes.
Ahead of them, there's some hard slog getting their vocals pitch perfect with the help of spiky-heeled song mistress and vocal coach to the stars, Evie Burnett.
I'm so glad that we had you lot last week, because I don't feel as nervous today.
You don't. And it might well be murder on the dance floor as they polish their old moves, under the guidance of cap-wearing choreographer Paul Demain, who's worked with Girlthing and Eternal in the past.
Long time. Long time.
We've got a lot of numbers to do. We've got 25 numbers to do over the 2 weeks. There's going to be a lot of people realising today that the time what we have is not actually as much as they think.
Now it's time for assembly, and with all these egos crammed into one room, maybe it's just as well that 3 of our bands are a man or woman down.
So welcome to Big Reunion. So why don't we introduce ourselves, starting with the boys in the corner.
Tara, Taj, and TJ, and we're 3T.
Welcome.
Having 3T in the room, I think there was one point where I just went quiet. I said, Jacksons, this is the family of the legend.
Next up, Eternal. Let's hope nobody mentions the L word.
I'm Esther. I'm Kelly.
I'm Bernie.
And we're Eternal. That sounds.
Now, where's Louise?
I don't know. Where is she? About now, she's probably doing the school run, isn't she, like everyone else?
So you're very settled as a 3 and...
The 3 albums settled as a 3.
Yeah. I only know Kelly from Eternal, who's absolutely brilliant. I found the other 2 a bit quiet. They did seem a bit moody.
Moving on to the next girls.
I'm Anika. I'm Lindsay. I'm Michelle. I'm Nicola. I'm Jodie. I'm Wiggle.
I think you've got a lot of stories to tell.
Yeah. Too many. It'd be nice to be known for something more than Simon Cowell's failure, to be quite honest.
When we had our little interrogation there, I could hear a few whispers, there might be some catty things that might go on. Just watch the women, I'm sure there'd be like handbags at dawn.
The boys.
Jade.
Russ, Noel, and Andre. And we are Damage.
There used to be 5 of you, right?
Yes.
So who's missing?
Corey.
Did Corey just decide not to do it?
It just didn't work with the 5 at the moment. Yeah. Direction. Yeah.
Right, okay. Okay, so who else have we got?
Well, I'm Ben.
I'm Christian. I'm Mark. And we are A1.
Cool, we haven't done that for a while. Usually it's like perfect unison, but...
Or should we say A-1 today?
Yeah, A-1, of course.
Paul's not here.
That's right, yeah, we had 4th member Paul.
Last we heard, I think he wanted to work on an oil rig.
Oh.
Instead of joining the group.
Last but not least.
Well, we obviously know about you, but I think you need to tell this lot.
I'm Kenzie, and this is Gareth.
I'm Gareth.
I'm Cav. I'm Adam. I'm Dane.
And we are
what? Fifth Story.
Fifth Story.
Hands in the middle. The second. It's only the second time we've said that. Yeah. We're still getting used to it.
You singing your individual song?
We're doing a track group, each of us.
As a group. We're doing it as a group, so...
Yeah.
Have you told them that we're opening and closing the show as well?
Dane's already said they're opening and closing the show, so he already wants to start the drum.
Let's have it.
We're ready, bro. We're ready.
Have you got any concerns, anybody? Eternal?
What?
Be honest, if there's something concerning you, because you're quite kind of quiet.
She got your arms folded as well.
Yeah. You just seem...
Excuse us if we're a bit quiet, or we seem a bit upheavaled. We ain't twisted, we're just going, whoa, trying to find ourselves.
Heard really a lot of reports that Eternal are divas, and the way they were today, I'm not exactly looking forward to working with them at the moment.
Next time, rehearsals are underway, and Tito Jackson quite literally cracks the whip.
He laid into us. Yeah. He took his belt off. He was almost about to ground Taj.
Damage take on Fifth Story.
It's on. You got Damage, and you got Fifth Story.
We're fine. They're average.
And we're counting down to the concert.
I'm ready for the show. I'm so ready.
It's just going to be such an adrenaline rush when the crowd go, wow.
I think we're going to bring it. We are going to bring it. There's nothing mental attitude. We're going to be bringing it.
It's just going to rock.
Time is here, the moment we unleash Keith Lemon on a whole new series full of celebs. We've spent the last 2 hours throwing him out in the microwave. He's warmed up and ready to rock. Kian Egan and Pixie Lott join the panel tonight. It's brand new and exclusive Celebrity Juice next.
Potato.
Blinkbox Music sponsors the big reunion.